Good morning, dear students. So, today we are going to see Environmental Studies Part 1, Lesson number 16, Water, Class 5, Part 2. In last lesson, that is in the last part, we have seen about the water, that is pollution of the water, disposal of sewage water, and purification of the water. In the same way, today we are going to continue the same lesson, that is lesson number 16 about water. So here is the activity given here. Do you know? While traveling, we often buy bottled drinking water. The bottles are available at places like bus stands and the railway station. Read the information about the water given on the bottle and tell others about it too. The date of bottling and the period for which the water can be safely used is printed on the bottle. It is important to read the information when buying a bottle. Once you have opened it, the water should not be kept for very long. The empty bottle must be crushed and thrown out into a garbage bin so that it cannot be reused. Now, this is a small meaning or a sentence which has been told you about that. Do you all know, while you all are traveling through the bus or through the train, that is on the railway station, we get different bottles of drinking, right? Such as Bisleri, Aquaguard. So that bottles, you all must always read the information from that bottle. Okay, you must always read what information is being given. What is the expiry date of that bottle? Where is the where is the water filled from? Whether it is purified or not purified, you all must read everything. And once you all opened it, you all should not keep it for the very long time. We should finish the water from that bottle quickly. And when the empty bottle is there, means if the water is over from that empty bottle, you all must crush it and throw, means it will not come it to be as reuse. So always keep this meaning in your mind, that we should always drink pure water and not to use the impure water. Next, now students, here are the four distinguishes and the processes given over here. I'll explain you all one by one. First is about the settling. Now, what are these four processes about? They are the water purification processes at the water work. So first, it is about the settling. What is settling? The water from the water source is allowed to stand in a large tank. Alum is also used to help the process of the settling. So here is the picture where you can see this is known as the settling, where the water source is allowed to stand in the large tank. Next is oxygenation. Air and water are allowed to mix with the help of pumps. This causes oxygen from the air to dissolve in water. So students, this is also a one type of process, that is water process, about where the air and water both are mixed to help the pump water to give the water purification at the water works. Third, it is the filtration. This is very easy method where we have learned it many times. Water is filtered using a filtration machines. When we filter the water, lot of water has been filtered nowadays, right? So for that, filtration machine is being used. You all can see here in the picture. Fourth is about chlorination. This chlorination is the chlorine water mixed in the water to kill the germs in it. Now this chlorine water mostly we see in the swimming pools where lot of germs have been gathered. But when we mix this chlorine into it, the germs will disappear. Now next, famine. Water evaporates continuously. That is why places where it does not rain for a long time experience a drought. At such places, the water level falls in the rivers, wells, lakes, burns, and dams. Some of these may even go dry. The land also dries up Due to the evaporation, humans and animals suffer from scarcity of water. There is no water for agriculture. This condition is called the famine. A famine is a natural disaster. Now, as you all know, there are different disasters, natural disaster, right? Earthquake, flood, cyclone. In the same way, this famine is also one type of natural disaster. Nat- uh, in this disaster, water evaporates continuously, means the land becomes totally dry. Okay, lot of lakes, rivers, they get dry, and the famine is been occurred, that is a natural disaster is occurred due to this. So uh, why does it gets so evaporates? Because the sun rays are more likely to this land, therefore this famine occur. Now over here, humans and animals, they suffer a lot, because we human beings, we need water to live, right? If the water is not there on the land, what will happen? Humans will also die and animals will also die. Therefore we need lot of scarcity of water. So this is very important for us. Next, grain and fodder become scarce during a famine. You may have read about a famine in a states or country or in other part of the world. People living there have to face a lot of hardship. Animals and plants in those parts also suffer. Now, when this famine is occurred, lot of things have been destroyed. Crops, grains, fodder become scarce due to this famine. So, this disaster mostly occurs in the dry region, means the hot region. Okay, mostly in India we see this type of disaster. The government temporarily moved people and animals from famine stricken area to safe places where there can be provided with water, food grains and fodder. Fodder camps are set up to take care of domestic animals. Now, due to this disaster, that is famine, government temporarily take care of the people. This government takes people to the another place, to a safe place where they can provided with the water, food grains and also food, right? So government also gives lot of benefits to these people which have been stuck up into this famine. Now next, water management. Rain brings us water again and again, but we get rain from only 4 months in a year. If rainwater is not stored, we will not have water for our daily needs after rains. Now, water management. We get 4 month rainwater. Yes or no? Yes. So, this rainwater bring us rain again and again. Okay, why? Because we need a lot of water throughout the year. So, when this rainwater comes, we store it or no? We store it. Okay, as you all know that this water is useful for our daily needs, so we store this rainwater. To meet the whole year's need for water, rainwater must be stopped. When it is stopped, it percolates into the soil. As the groundwater storage increases, trees get water wells to get enough water and the land can be cultivated. Due to this rainwater, we get many benefits. Yes or no? Yes. Lot of soil is being percolated over here. What happens? If the groundwater stores the lot of water, the trees can get good water and it can grow very fast. Means this water, if the land is also cultivated and lot of crops and grains can be grown. So we need water and water is very useful, so we should not waste the water. Several methods are used to make rainwater seep into the soil. Large dams can be built, but that may not be possible in all places. In that event, the government and the people come together to undertake several works, such as building smaller reservoirs, contour bunding, stopping the water of the smaller streams by constructing bunds of bandaras, etc. Now, to store this water, what has government has done? He has built lots of big of dams. He has built to store this water. Buildings have brought small reservoirs, small tanks they have built to collect this water. Contour buildings have also built. Then this water has been also collected into the bunds of bandara. So it is possible for us to store this water for the long time. We should always store the water. Keep this point in your mind. Next, in some places, wells are dug in the river beds to allow water to collect in them. Rainwater falling on roofs of the houses is drained into large tank placed beside the building. Using all such methods help us to store as much as water if possible. Now, in some places wells have been dug. Riverbeds have allowed to collect the water, right? Why? To store the water for the very longer time. Now this rainwater falling on the roof or the houses, they have been collected into the large tanks. Okay, these large buildings they have made big tanks to store the water. So we should always keep in mind that there are different methods used to store the water as much as we need, as much as it is possible for us to preserve or save the water. It is very important to use water carefully to stop rainwater from flowing away, to make it seep into the ground, or to collect it in tanks. So it is also very important for us to use water carefully. As I told you all, we should not waste the water. To stop rainwater flowing away, you all should seep this water into the ground. You all should dug one small hole, okay, where you all can collect this or store this water for the longer time. Taking steps to ensure that rainwater will be available even in the period after the rainy season is called water management. Now when we store this water after the rainy season, it is also useful for us. So we should always store this rainwater. It is available for us for lots of time, even in the period of time after rainy season. So this is called as the water management. So this is what we have learned in the today's half part, that is of water. So students, go through the lesson, read it once, means you all will understand it better. Okay, just go through the lessons, go through the pictures. Pictures have also given over here. Okay, so this is what we have learned in the today's lesson, that is lesson number 16.